Heavenly Father, Lord, I am but a humble servant, walking in line with my purpose for existing. Forgive me of those sins I might have committed knowingly and unknowingly. And as I start this day, grant me the promises and blessings to fulfill my essence. All these I ask for humbly by your grace. Amen. And what a beautiful way to say good morning, especially if it's a Monday morning. I'm hyped, I'm elated, I'm ready to go. That's the way I see things, that's the way I view things. And most especially when I wake up in a very, very promising time of the month. I'll be so glad and I'll be so happy. And I'll say good morning to you wherever you're listening to me right now, all over Africa and the world in general, because I got a couple of emails from Australia and India the other day saying we're doing a good job in here. We thank you so very much for that. We appreciate you, and that's one of the things that we have to do. Try to recognize people who are tuning in and listening, and having to give us feedbacks as well. And what would I say? I'm just blessed. I'm just blessed. I wake up in the morning, and what readily comes in mind is just to give glory to God in all ways, in all things. And I will say this, and I'll keep on saying this. This is Cradle Radio. Well, my name is Akinloye, and this is what we do. In the morning hour, we want to wake you up on a positive note, and that's why we all come around in the morning. I'll break it down to you this way. Your morning might not be my morning. Why do I say that? We're in different time zones in everywhere in the world. You might be in the afternoon belt and might be in the morning, and some people might be in the evenings. Who knows? But the best part about it is that we keep each other company, and we do what we have to do. In the morning hour, most times people tend to sell negative news, and one of the during the creation inception of Cradle Radio, one of the things that we highlighted was we wanted people to feel good in the morning. When you feel good in the morning, it sets a tone for your day, for the entire day. And I said, listen, if we're going to do this, this is what we're going to do. We want to make people feel happy, either by what they hear, either by the sound that comes around, the music that they enjoy, and most of all, having to partake in what you know is genuine. And I would always say that you got to be genuine in all you do. It's different from this age where everything is about validation here and there. I wake up sometimes and you tend to hear people wanting to get likes and thumbs up and all that. Well, sometimes it's a thin line. And I would say if you're doing great stuff, if you know what you're doing is good, possibly you wouldn't need validation for that. And when I mean validation, validation for good work is good. Don't get me wrong. But validation for the kind of picture that you have, and the picture's good, or what, or the food I'm cooking is good. I'm taking a picture of it. I need some likes in that. The world is turning topsy turvy. Anyways, if you want to be a part of this show, it's simple. And like I will always say again, it's not that simple, but it is simple. All you got to do, because while we're doing a live show, while we're doing a live session like this, the radio station is on www.thecradleradio.com. So if perchance you don't have the time to be able to, hold on to your gadgets, your phones and all that, you could just probably just pop in and get in your car and listen to the live feed on www.cradleradio.com. And what do we do? news items, early morning news items. I wouldn't take all your time, and I would just give you a snippet of what we have arranged today that's going to be coming your way. And most importantly, this news items that we have, those are good ones, right? I love us to start with possibly. We start with. We start with this one. There is a FIFA World Cup trophy moving around. It might just be in your neck of the woods. Who knows? It might just come around. So wherever you are in Africa, I'll tell you categorically, it wasn't the last stop was in Egypt, and we'll get to have something about that news item, and we'll see how it went and all the 9 yards of that one. And also we have this one coming in. The headline seems to be cut off, but I think I can find it somewhere here. The headline of this one is about uh, former Mauritanian prime minister arrested in money laundering probe. That's another headline that we're going to talk about and we're going to tackle this morning. And I've got this other one that is coming from. Where's this one coming from again? We have this one coming from South Africa. It says white South Africans rally at U.S. embassy in support of Trump. We've not heard the last of this. This is going to be a real distraction in Africa and in so many places in the world. But we want to we want to focus our energy on the happenings in Africa with this one. And also, we have this one coming from Mali. That's right. When everybody talks about Mali, what readily comes to mind? You probably think um, post apocalyptic, or no, not apocalyptic, but those ancient buildings that were there during the days of Mansa Musa and all that. You will readily probably not think that Mali has money like that. But I tell you something, one of the best collect when people mine gold in the world, that's one of the greatest mines in this world where people mine gold and they just go for it. They just take what they want to get from there. So we got one coming from Mali as well. And where else do we have something coming in this morning? Yes, Congo. We're going to touch Congo as well. We're going to touch base with Congo, see what's going on with the M23 rebels in there. I hear they've entered Bukavu city, the city center of Bukavu. I heard they entered in there. I just want to keep my fingers crossed on that news item. All of these and more coming your way on Cradle Radio. Don't go nowhere. Now, one of the things I always love to open with is a musical piece that speaks volume to me. And when I say musical piece, a musical track, or even an album that speaks volume to me, I always keep them close to my heart. One of the things that I realize over time is that good music is very hard to find. And when it's there, all you got to do is just embrace it and love it for what it is. This music, this particular one I'm about playing you, was given to me by a friend and colleague of mine back in the day, and I'm talking 22 years back. 22 years back, 22, 23-ish, yeah, that kind of thing. And I hope my dating system is right, but, anyways, now he came in the studios one day and he was going like, oh yeah, you gotta get this, you gotta get this, you gotta play this. And I mean, he was an announcer like myself back in the day as well. I mean, once an announcer, always an announcer. So should I say he's a what? Okay, he was an announcer. Right? I put it this way, but I think he's one of the best script writers I've seen. Right from that moment, he always practices his craft. He wanted to be one of the best script writers. He was talking to me about different movies, Lord of the Rings, this and that, and he was talking about Mobius and all the 9 yards. So, to cut the long story short, Anthony Kendi Joseph, came in the studios one day, and I'll shout out to you, Kenny, wherever you're listening to me right now. I'll say thumbs up, buddy. One of those good moments that I'll always remember is that, so he came in the studios, and what he said was, oh, you got to play this. I said, all right, let's play it. Okay, so give me a copy of my copy. I got to have my copy. And he goes like, no, I don't have, I only have one copy. I'm like, what you talking about, man? You know, And he goes on and on and on like that. You got to have this. I said, all right, you know what? Let's do it this way. I'll do it real quick, and I would make sure that one of the things that would happen is I'll play, then you can burn me my own copy. You give me the CD. From the moment you give me that CD didn't even have no stickers on it. You give me the CD, and I never stopped playing it from then. Now, fast forward that to like 3, 4 years later, I was sitting somewhere in Budapest, and I sat down at the KF. They call it's KFC, but they call it KFC in the Hungarian language, in Mojo. So this guy goes around, and I just heard this lady singing again. I'm serious. I heard her singing, and she was on screen and all that. Little did I know that she was so popular out of France than any other Anglophone country. And then he goes on and on. I was so proud that day. We were having my kukurica and chica, tipos chica, and I was like, you know what? This is a day. This is a good day. Anyways, I'll play you the music of the one and only Asha. And this one she calls Ayadaba. I remember that day I got it. I never left it afterwards. Enjoy this one. It's coming your way from Cradle Radio.
Ojúmọ́ mi nílẹ̀ yìí o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mo ríre o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mi nílẹ̀ yìí o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mo ríre o. Àdàbà tí ń fò lókè lókè wá balẹ̀ mi o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mo ríre o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mi nílẹ̀ yìí o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mo ríre o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mi nílẹ̀ yìí o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mo ríre o. Oya àdàbà tí ń fò lókè 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 wá balẹ̀ mi o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mo ríre o. Oya àdàbà tí ń fò wá balẹ̀ mi o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mo ríre o. Ẹ̀wí kí n gbọ́ sẹ́ àdàbà tí ń fò lókè 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 òde ọ̀run wá balẹ̀ mi o. Ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ mo ríre o. Yeah. Àdàbà Balebi oh Ojúmọ́ morire Ẹ̀wí kí n gbọ́ sẹ́ ha morire
The one and only Asha. The one other thing in the morning hour on Cradle Radio. And now to the news. Things happening around the world. Sports and events per se is one of the things that gets a groove on. It gets us really in tune with, or I'll say, humanity. Sometimes, I gotta put this stuff up a little bit. Just 1 second here. And sports is something that just gets us. Sports gets us. Especially when it concerns football. I'm loving it each and every time. Now, for our listeners who are apparently in from other parts of the world except North America, I'll say, when we say football, that's what you guys call soccer. All right, but over 7 billion people can be wrong, all right? So, due to the fact, because while growing up, I always knew it as football. I'll call it football. That's my football. So let's get to it. And with this one, it says, I'm just going to roll the headline with you. So you could, we'll be on the same page with this one. Not this one yet. Not this one. It's got to be this one. All right. Let's say it's this one. Yes, this one. Okay. So it says FIFA World Cup trophy arrives in Egypt. All right, this is go. The FIFA World Cup trophy has made another stop on its tour around the globe ahead of the tournament's launch in June. This week, the trophy arrived in Cairo, in Egypt, where it was greeted by the Al Ahly squad, who will play the opening match against Inter Miami. Marcel Kohler, the club's head coach, said it was it will basically be an away game for them, as most of America will probably be supporting Inter Miami. And yes, it says, I'm looking forward to it. I think all players are too, and they will give everything to try and get something out of the match. During its 5 months journey, the trophy will visit the home cities of all 32 competing clubs. In African countries, these includes, next to Egypt, clubs from South Africa, Mamelodi Sundowns, and Tunisia, Esperance Sportive de Tunis, and in Morocco, Wydad AC. So watch out for that. If it's coming to your neck of the hood, you better go watch it. Probably go just have a selfie with it. That's going to be a worthy selfie. FIFA Club World Cup. That's the way they tagged it. They tagged it like that. This is Cradle Radio. If you're just joining us for the very first time, what we do here is I call it something that is yours. Why do I say so? Because these are headlines that you probably, due to the fact that bad news sells, they flip this pages off of you, and then they tell you those are the ones that get you frightened. But this time around, we're not doing any of that. We're just bringing it in. And if we do read your news, it might sound scary. It's for a purpose, right? One of the news items still coming your way today is about the M23 out of Congo. That everybody needs to be aware of that. Perhaps you're in a place where you should actually run for safety. Who knows? So we'll bring that into the fore, and that is, common sense news reporting. But aside that, we'll bring you certain all the news item that's not gonna totally scare you off of your lines. And if you're joining us for the very first time, we're streaming on YouTube, we're streaming on Twitch, we're streaming on Instagram, and we have a relay of all the streams back on Facebook. And I would implore you to kindly follow us on our Facebook page so we can concurrently be able to stream at the same time like we're doing right now on all the platforms. All right, we just want to cover so many places at the same time so everybody can have a piece of feel good radio with Akinloye in the morning hour. And from there we could just take it up a notch to what we have in store for you for this quarter in 2025. And how do you do that? If you're on Facebook, we are Art Cradle Radio. Cradle Radio, that's the page. Follow that page, and then we can have enough or followers, because that's what some of the attributes of being able to go live on Facebook. You gotta have a certain number of followers on that page that allows you to be able to stream live. We already covered that on YouTube, we covered that on Instagram, we covered that on Twitch. And also, you can follow us on Instagram. I remember my daughter telling me on Friday when I said our Instagram channel, I say, "Oh, pops, it shows you're an old man because Instagram ain't got no channel. It's just Instagram. Just follow." I said, "Oh my God, I look outdated right now." But anyways, so if you're on Discord, you can join us on Discord. And if you're on Twitch, you could, add us on if you prefer Twitch to watch your live streams. And if you're on X, we're Cradle Radio on X formerly Twitter, and on TikTok, we're Cradle Radio as well. Add all the social media handles so you can be abreast of the information we're going to be relaying on this particular stable. And of course, we're on LinkedIn. Yeah, we got that one locked down last week as well. Now to the news. We get back into the news, and we'll see what's up with this all the news item coming your way. Now, guess what? This one is gonna it's gonna be revealing. I tell you. Oh, I wish my team would not cut the headline, but I'll read out the headline for you so you could be able to follow it. Bit by bit. All right. With this one, it says former Mauritanian Prime Minister arrested in money laundering probe. That's right. This is gonna be lengthy. Former Mauritius, not Mauritania, Mauritian president. Oh, beg your pardon. Now this is a gaffe. Former Mauritian prime minister arrested in money laundering probe. Now this is what happens on live TV or live radio. I'll read it out again. Former Mauritian prime minister arrested in money laundering probe. All right. Former Mauritius prime minister Pravid Gunther has been arrested and is facing money laundering charges, the state-run Financial Crimes Commission said early on Sunday. It said he was taken into custody following searches by detectives from the commission at different locations, including at his residence. Commission spokesperson Ibrahim Rosaye said they found and seized cash to the value. Now wait for this, to the value. I'm about hitting you with this one. Now, I didn't say it. The commission spokesman, Ibrahim Rosaye, said they found and seized cash to the value of $2.4 million from a business linked to him. Cash. Mm-hmm. Now, the former prime minister's lawyer said on Sunday his client is being provisionally charged and has denied the allegations. Jung North was prime minister from 2017 until November last year, when his militant socialist movement suffered a crushing defeat in the general elections. Following the polls, a new prime minister, Navin Ramgoolam, announced a public finance audit. Days previously, he had questioned the accuracy of some government data compiled by the previous administration. Last month, the country's former central bank governor was detained and released on bail after being charged with conspiracy to commit fraud. Oh, yeah. One of the things that I would always want to be known for is having to open the minds and the eyes of people to the realization that it's only people that do people, if sentencing will permit me to say that, only people will do people, or I will put it in literal terms like only a person can harm a person, all right? And only people that are being elected to serve can take away things that isn't theirs. Now, don't get me wrong, he's not been sentenced yet. It's not like I'm accusing him of anything. I'm just reading the headlines, all right? But $2.4 million cash says a lot. This is Cradle Radio. My name is Akinloye. In the morning hour, wherever you are right now, I think West African time is like 7:26 in the morning hour. All right, so welcome aboard. If you're just waking up, you're probably late and getting in, hitting that traffic. I know there's some major cities in West Africa in the morning hour. It's a bars in the morning. So what would you do? You better wake up early to get to your destination on time. Well, I'm never in a rush. I don't know about you. I take my time in doing things. I've still got more news item coming your way. Headline news all across Africa. I call it Feel Good Radio with Akinloye in the morning hour. We try to burn the candlelight this way. Well, my time zone is not morning hour. I'm at probably midnight or otherwise now. But the way it is, I gotta serve. I've been called to serve. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to flip you with one song that I came across, I would say, over the weekend. And I never stopped playing it afterwards. Now, this song really caught my fancy. And I don't understand how gospel music is just drawing me closer and closer every day. I tell you something, man. These guys they're doing great. They're really doing great. And this artist is called An Endless Ocean. So wherever you are this morning, I'm about blaring your tune. And guess what? I'm licensed to go online and play those songs. So I'm not just flipping songs from one point to the other just for the sake of playing it, all right? This is a radio station. No, we're licensed, all right? I got a T22. What was that again? Anyways, I'll let you know. I'm probably not. But we're licensed to play this, and I love playing it. And this is what we've been doing, showcasing great music. And it's not just about the popular ones you see that's been pushed upon you. It's those songs that are really conscious. And evidently, this one even glorifies God. He calls it Love Practitioner, an endless ocean. Oh my God, that's even awesome with it, huh? Enjoy it.
Just a little and a little bit more. But the truth is, I just can't get enough. Blow me a whistle, can you fire me a gun? Oh, your love is my trigger. Oh, your love is my drug. Oh, yeah, put it in practice. Give me all of your emotions. Oh, yeah, solid okay. Oh, yeah, so delay. What you're doing is in madness. Can I put you on my canvas? You making me feel like an artist. Oh, you make a cinnamon, you could make a cinnamon go turn righteous, righteous. Oh yeah, move, oh yeah, good. Can you do as I do? My feel shako, my feel bad, oh, make me feel like a fool. Oh yeah, give me move, what's on me move? Can I hold on to you? Cause ain't nobody could love you like I do. Oh yeah, do me like oh, can you love me like oh? Can you love me like? Oh yeah, send me bush it out. I need me bush it out. Can you love me like oh? Can you love me like? Oh yeah, I see the vision. You want me the same direction? Oh yeah, love me one time, two times, till you run out of affection. Oh yeah, so pure, you're so true. Ooh, oh your love is so contagious, and you will never have to question my love. You will never have to doubt us. Oh yeah, move, oh yeah, good. Can you do as I do? My feel me shako, my feel me bad, don't make me look like a fool. Oh yeah, give me move, my son me know. Can I hold on to you? Cause ain't nobody could love you like I do. Oh yeah, do me like oh, can you love me like oh? Can you love me like? Oh yeah, show me bush it out. I need me bush it out. Can you love me like oh? Can you love me like? Oh yeah, move. Oh yeah, good. Can you do as I do? Oh yeah, do me move. My son me know. Can I hold on to you?
I love that song. Hopefully, I really did get you off your feet and getting ready to get to work this morning. And if you're going on a business trip, I bet you had better just set out really good and drive safe wherever you're going. If you're flying, get to the airport on time. And hopefully that can give you an ample chance to be able to arrange yourself in the morning hour. We also got great news, and we still got news highlights coming your way from Mother Africa. News events and news items that are really fresh. So in the morning, you have a piece of that, and you better know that you're abreast of information around you. Especially if you go into these places, who knows? You might be a business person going there in the morning, and you want to just get there and you want to know you're safe. And most especially, places where gold and all those mineral resources are being mined. There's a beehive of activity going on in there this day. That's that for that. Now, let's get into this one. This actually caught my eye also this morning, and when I saw this, I just said to myself, "Listen, man, I gotta find out what's happening around there as well." And I'm talking about another news item that I saw earlier today, and I said in the morning, let's flip this. Let's deal with this. All right. Now, this is coming out of South Africa, and it says white South Africans rally at U.S. Embassy in support of Trump. I told you last week, I said, listen, we've not heard the last of this stuff. This is a huge distraction, and it's going to go on possibly for a year or more until we can realize that, listen, there are things that needs to be done in this world. It's just not about getting distracted. You got to stay focused. Okay, I'll read out this news for you. Hopefully, this might mean a thing or two to you. It says, why South Africans rally at U.S. Embassy in support of Trump. On Saturday, this gone by weekend, a group of white South Africans gathered outside the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria, showing support for President Donald Trump. They said the protesters, numbering in their hundreds, carried signs that read, "Thank God for President Trump," voiced their concerns over what they see as racist policies by the South African government, which they claim discriminates against the white minority. William Petzer, an organizer of the protest, addressed the crowd, saying, "We just want to say to America and to the West, despite the foreign policy decisions the South African government has made over the past 2 decades, the West still has a friend here in South Africa." Many of the protesters were from the Afrikaans community, which Trump had recently highlighted in an executive order aimed at cutting aid to the black-led South African government. Henrik Steinhausen, a resident and protester, spoke about the current state of the country, stating, "Unfortunately, the truth of the last 30 years is that we have a divided country." All right, he says, where government policies position South Africa as a fractured nation, corrupting the concepts of peace and reconciliation. In response, the South African government has rejected claims that its new laws are racially motivated, accusing Trump of spreading misinformation and distortion about the country's legal charges. It's going to be an interesting 4 years. It's really going to be interesting, and it's going to be really, really wild as well. I'd say, I don't even know what to say, man, because I just don't know what to say. It's just that in some places in the world, despite having in court independence, is there truly something like independence in the real sense of it? Because look all across Africa, look across, the nations that have been colonized at one time or the other. The influence of the colonizers is still there till date, and it speaks volume. It speaks volume. And when you look at the fact that whether or not what we've been asked to practice or what we've adopted, that's the better word to use, what we've adopted as a group of people or as a nation, which is democracy, seem not to be something that is the ideology of it is something that's not applicable in some quarters, because democracy is by you've been governed by elected representatives that you've elected by yourselves. But in the case of having influences from different quarters and different corners of the world, how independent are you? That's what I'm going to leave you with that one this morning. This is Cradle Radio. My name is Akinloye, and this is what we do. Headline news in the morning. I call it Feel Good Radio with Akinloye in the morning hour. Time flies. In my mind, I'm always like, we're like 5 minutes in, but by the time I open and close my eyes, we're 40 minutes in, or like close to 40 minutes. We only got 55 or 56, 57 minutes to rate this one out and to enjoy ourselves in the morning. I try to do justice to that. I try to get you involved as much as I can. I'm about playing you a song that possibly the Gen Zs might not have heard this song before. Now, this song, and I'm telling you, this is history in the making. This is history right here. And this song also I got from Kenny Joseph as well. This is because we were on back-to-back shift together, right? If I'm in the morning, it takes over from me. And sometimes if he's in the morning, I take over from him. So we share a lot in terms of our library. And now this particular one, he gave me as well. And because most time in the evening, I'm not even in the studio. So he gets to have all those stuff. So back to what I was saying. Now this quartet, I don't know about now. I don't know what they're doing right now. But their imprints in the sands of time will never, ever, ever, ever be covered. And why do I say so? When you listen to this song, you rather want to think, is it gospel? Or is it urban or contemporary? But they encompass all of this together and they bring it so good. Now, 4 different people but the music is so right. I'll let the music do justice to you. But if you're not a Gen Z, you know the song I'm talking about, especially if you've been in West Africa, Nigeria to be precise, in the early 2000s. And these guys came around and they saw and they conquered at that moment in time. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Kush Angels. This is a beautiful piece. Have a listen.
I don't need to walk in fear no more. No anxiety no more. Cause the one who holds me is strong. Yeah. I don't need to hold my breath in fear. Cause I know that he is near. My refuge and my fortress. Cause I'm surrounded by fire. Surrounded by fire. Surrounded by fire. Cause I'm surrounded by fire. Surrounded by fire. Surrounded by fire. Feel the angels by my side. On the left and on the right. My careless.
This is Cradle Radio. The home of all things Africa.
It's gonna be alright, yes it will.
I used to be tormented by the fear that I lose my life, but then he came along and rescued me.
You don't say.
Used to get the fever, but no more. Now we really know the score. You know,
And I know
that we can be free.
Cause I'm surrounded
Yeah.
surrounded by fire. Surrounded by fire. Cause I'm surrounded
Yeah.
surrounded by fire. Surrounded by fire.
If you knew.
You know the angels by my side.
The
On the left
angels
and
by
on
my
the right. My garrison around me.
Around me.
Know our angels are so real. Look at the word, you will see. It's gonna be alright. You know the angels by my
If you
side.
only knew the angels by my
My
side.
garrison around me.
They my garrison around me.
Know our angels are so real.
My.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be alright.
Join Akinloye on Cradle Radio.
What?
Fire. I'm surrounded by fire.
Like that.
Fire.
Can't touch,
You can't
Space it out. Can't touch. What? If you. What? Keeping it real. Can I say 2002 is my hero?
Oh, if you only knew the angels by my side. Then on the right, my garrison around me. If you wanna know why they are so real, look at the word and you will see. It's gonna be alright. Oh yes it will, oh yes it will. The angels by my side.
This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
This is Cradle Radio.
The home of all things Africa.
No.
This is Iron.
Big man, I'm on Walimbanti malora kuti undikweteke unbelievable, yeah.
walola mtima wanga usweke ineni matindi wentete yangalora sungachoke, that's not okay. Sindikufuna ntiti ichoke mene ndikupumira panamo ndiyesa ndija amati bibi chifukwa mtima wanga ukutama ngazi siza no more wanyamuka ndinkokomolora ngati ndege zotatsateha nsopanolora mwina sizingateke wanyamuka ndinkokomolora ngati ndege zotatsateha nsopanolora mwina sizingateke akuti I don't deserve a second chance olo zitafuta zitatana mamuna salira koma ine kungomva izindelirani chibadwire sindakomokepo koma papo kankadatani basi tu pamene pajafentane ngati ndikulota eti sono samva chisoni lora amvekere amwenetsukane you and me we are done. We will be like the moon and the sun. Night and day can never be one. I could not believe what was going on. Oh my Lord, what a confusion. But I must accept she is gone. Wanyamuka ndinkokomolora ngati ndege zotatsateha nsopanolora mwina sizingateke wanyamuka ndimafufulora ngati ndege zotatsateha nsopanolora mwina sizingateke ngatisiye mahucha
Now it's called Namandingo from the title of track Laura, and that's what he calls out. What can I say? Brilliant piece, brilliant composition. And those are the kind of things that you listen to and you readily feel good about life. And you just go like, there's something else with this guys. I don't know what they're on, but some inspiration is just, drawn to them from all corners of the earth. I don't know, man, but that music is so good, so good. I told somebody the other day and said, listen, Namandingo sounds very much like Azadas. Azadas from back in the day. That's right, Azadas. That's another brilliant mind, brilliant artist, from way back. Heaven knows where he is now. Well, he sang a song, Say Me Well, from this compilation. Say Me Well just strikes a chord with me, man. I don't know. Because back in the day, whenever I remember my mama, I just play Say Me Well, man. It's just, I don't know what it was on when singing that song. That song is tight. Go check that out. Say Me Well from Mazadas. But earlier on, you were listening to Namandingo, Laura. That's the title of that track. If you want to know, and if you want to replay it, go on all those other platforms, and you can have a replay of it, or listen to CradleRadio.com, and possibly we could just revisit that song later in the day. It's one of my favorite anyway. So I just keep banging that song. Well, part of my language, but that's not what I mean. You know what I mean, right? So this is mature radio. This is mature TV as well. So when I use certain words, don't criticize me or chastise me for that. It's just something that readily comes in mind, and it would accentuate what I want to say at that moment in time. Because I know there's woke syndrome and all that. Because say, oh, what did you say that? Yeah, I said that. This is my radio. Okay. And another thing about it is having to invite you and tell you about Cradle Radio. Cradle Radio is a radio station that caters for or 97% African music. So if you have a music in mind that you want to listen to, or if you have a music that you want us to push outside there, we'll be glad to do that. Just send us um, infos and music files. Send it to info@cradleradio.com. Now, if you send that in, we can open a line of discussion on how to, get us all those other stuff that we might need in terms of pushing the song, artists, all the 9 yards, the shebang about artists that's been played and all that. So we have information that we can relate to the outside world. If your music is good, and as much as you enter into the studios, we'll give credit to you in that way. And we'll do justice to that in that way for you. That's the least we can do for anybody who takes their time to just show out their creativity. And I'll give you this one more news item. I think if we can take one or two. This one is coming out of, let's see where this one is coming out of this morning. All right. Dozens killed in latest mine accident at illegal, what was this one again? It's a illegal mine in Mali. That's right. Illegal mine in Mali. This one says dozens of people, most of them women, have died after an illegal gold mine collapsed in the west of Mali on Saturday. Officials said the victims had climbed into the open pit left by industrial miners in the hope of finding small pieces of gold. Wow, this really hits me. It hits me real good. All right, it says while they're just trying to find something for themselves and a way to just earn a living or a buck, and that really hits. It hits really. Okay, all right, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Just wait 1 second. All right, so all right, this way. All right. So rescue operations continued well into the evening in Bilali Koto as emergency service and volunteers worked to extract survivors. A local authority said many people have been injured and that the death toll is likely to rise. The disaster has highlighted the dangers associated with informal mining, which has surged in recent years. It's the country's second deadly mining accident in less than 3 weeks. Several people, again, mostly women, died in a landslide at an artisanal gold mine last month. Mali is one of the world's biggest gold producers, but much mining activity is unregulated. Well, I go around the streets of Europe or the streets of America or even the streets of Asia sometimes. When people look at you as somebody of African heritage or origin, people readily just think that, oh yeah, they're from the poor side of the world. But little did they know that all the so-called people that are wealthy from their side come around and have a piece of a pie out of Africa. When you say Mali, what readily comes to your mind? Timbuktu, you go like, ancient builders and all that. But do you know the majority of your companies out there, and I'm talking about North American gold mining companies actually go over to those places. And I'm not talking about Mali alone. I'm talking about Mali, Ghana, and Algeria, all those other places where geologists will probably tell you that that's a place you'll mine gold. That's a place you can get it. That's a place you can find it. And all those places, people go there to just mine, and sometimes people mine legally, and sometimes they don't legally as well. And when you look at all the other sides, you ask yourself a bigger question: how come people just take away from that? Now, even if you've been licensed to mine gold in a country, when you're done with that mining site, ain't you meant to cover it up in a way that people will not be tempted to go in there? And I'm not saying that people that went in there didn't exhibit tomfoolery of themselves, right? But sometimes when you're hungry and you realize that, listen, the people that came around and did get something out of there that could be worth something. How they can make a man or a woman do things to themselves that a right-minded person wouldn't. And that's that for that. And I just want to pray and I just want to hope and believe that a lot of people are safe from that shot today. And that's that for that for me. I don't want to say too much about it, so I don't draw the air over certain people into not feeling good in the morning after listening to that. But reality is reality. We gotta say it. If you joining us, we're about rounding up the show. We want to thank everybody that's been a part of this show today. We want to thank everyone that's tuning, everybody that's been a part of it, everybody with the compilation. We want to thank African News. You know, you guys are doing a great job from where you are. Of course, I still got to edit some of the news items, even on air while I'm reading this. So it's not like your editorial body's not good. I just got to read it according to my flow. And I also want to thank all the artists that we've used their works today, and I can't say but enough, we're respecting, we appreciate your tunes, we appreciate your energy that you put into your craft, and that's why we're licensed to play it, and especially on radio. And that's one of the things that we love about it, is that we want to push those music out there as well. There's nothing like people not needing publicity. Some of the music that I've heard, I've never heard it before until until my team started compiling music for Cradle Radio, and I go like, oh, which song was that? It was this and that, and eventually it's stuck in there. So I want to thank you for always being there. I want to thank my team as well. I want to thank, of course, myself as well for being here, for burning the candlelight. And if you want to be a part of this, remember tomorrow we'll do same time, and that should be 7 a.m. in the morning West African time. And also, I want to tell you that if you want to just encourage the show in a better space, I would implore you to, follow us on Facebook. I really want to crack that Facebook thing. I want to get in there and do live like we're doing on YouTube and all this stuff. I want to be there so you can watch us as we do the show in the morning hour. So people love, going on there on the social media platforms and, flipping the news. That's the new generation we're in. So we want to do justice to that, cover the all 9 yards. And how can we do that? If you start following the Cradle Media page on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitch, or all other LinkedIn, and all other platforms that's readily available in there. My name is Akinloye, and it's been my pleasure doing this. We do same tomorrow. I would implore you to stay safe, be safe, and hopefully do something in accordance with the rule of law in wherever you are in any part of the world this morning. I'll say good morning. Have yourself a blessed day. Have a nice one. Oh, I'm going to leave you with this track, all right? Let me leave you with Salif Keita alongside Lady Smith Black Mambazo, Namale. I call this one. I love it. Have a nice one, guys.
Yambale, yambale, yambale. Mini yani balamina kongoro, abala yugu yambale. Yambale, 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 yambale. Mini yani balamina kongoro.